She's just like hanging out in the special collections library?
Yes, it is.
Really cool. We're back on the Morning Brew. I am so engrossed in this. This is cool. We are here with Eileen O'Connell from the Special Collections Library. And she brought in, this is very fun, I think because she knows we're fans of TV. This is a very cool, it's Progress Albuquerque Progress, and it's talking about television in the city of Albuquerque. And it's this great pamphlet that shows some of the original pioneers of TV and their giant reels of film.
Yes.
It's cool.
Yes.
This is just like hiding out in the Special Collections Library?
Yeah, that was an Albuquerque National Bank publication. They would do it every month or bi-monthly and talk about different stuff that was going on in the city as it grew.
That's really cool. Yeah, you have another one here. What's this one on?
It's actually the same one.
Okay.
It's the same television issue. I've got a building issue that's with me too.
Oh, wow. And this stuff is just hanging out in the Special Collections Library?
We've got amazing stuff. We are the local history library for Albuquerque, and so that means we've got history, art, and culture for Albuquerque, state of New Mexico, territory of New Mexico, greater Southwest, pretty much back to geologic time.
Is that when this map came from, is geologic time? This thing looks really super old.
This one is 60, I believe 1962.
It's not quite geologic
time. So the
time.
ads are incredible.
Yes.
This is a 1940, let me double check the label, 1943 bus map.
Oh, we had a bus service in 1943?
We had bus service. It was...
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a little more comprehensive than today's bus service.
There are
I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, we
I
weren't
love the
as big
buses,
then.
but...
And then this is a 1901 post office map.
Oh, this shows the state.
So...
Well, that would have, if that was 1901, that would have been the territory.
That would have been the territory.
Wow,
yeah.
That's very cool. So what do people come in and use this stuff for?
People come in to research the history of their houses.
Of course. That's one thing that I live in a house that's like, it's on the verge of like, I guess I could just say it's on the historic register in some ways because, you know, you're almost, it's like 50 years plus, right?
Yeah, no, it's getting there.
So I can, at that point, you can research it and find out, can I put it on the historic register or not, right?
Who lived in it? Was it always a house? Mm-hmm. What kind of building material was
could
it?
it have been a stagecoach shop, like stagecoach stop?
Exactly.
Or
was it a livery stable? What?
Right, a brothel?
We do a lot. Well, you know, we've got a couple books on that.
Right.
So, but mostly what we are doing is trying to put together the pieces of how the city came together. You know, Albuquerque has, in some ways, two distinct sides to its history. It has the original Via de Albuquerque, and then it has the new town city that built up with the railroad. And so we also do a local history series.
You have a speaker coming up, too. It's in my notes here.
We do, yes.
She
Ellen
sounds awesome.
Dowling. She's going to be talking about Albuquerque's Irish community, and it's part of our People Create Cities series. We're focusing on the different ethnic and religious groups that are part of Albuquerque's history. So we have been in motion with this series since February.
Cool.
It's the second Saturday of the month at 10:30 every month
free,
in
you can
Vox
go.
Auditorium. Free, just show up.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
cool.
Lots of really great stories coming out because, you know, the maps are cool, the books are cool, the magazines are cool. But what made the city was the people and the stories of how they came, why they stayed, what their contributions are now, what they hope for their kids. That's the great
stuff.
Discovery.
Right. I'm a fan of the old photos of Albuquerque. Do you have some of those too?
What we have actually is the old postcards. We're not archival standard for photographs, so those are actually stored at the museum. But we have some terrific postcard images, some wonderful books that do the then and now.
Oh, of course.
Side by side.
Right.
And of course, you know, things like this Albuquerque Progress magazine that we've got a grant to digitize that this year. That just really does good visuals. And in some cases, we didn't have a planning department until about 1950 in the city. So
it kind of shows too.
Oh yeah. There's a quote in this book. It's Solutions to Albuquerque's Traffic Problems. It says something about, it is quite clear that Albuquerque never planned to be a large city because of the way it's laid out. And you know, that was 1950, and the worst intersections that they identified were all either on Central or Cole.
Which still today are probably some of the worst
Yeah.
intersections.
But Montgomery doesn't show up because at that point it wasn't a street.
Right.
So.
Right, absolutely. Well, that's cool. And what is this giant book here? This
is Solutions to Albuquerque's Traffic Problems. It was a traffic
Wow.
study that was done in 1950.
This is fun. By the Albuquerque
So-
Highway Transportation Survey. Wow, this
Yeah.
looks very awesome. And these kinds of things can really put a perspective on why your neighborhood grew to look like what it looks
Exactly.
like today, right?
And, the little parts of the city that everybody thought were going to grow and then got cut off by development. We're doing some research with some property records where we're looking for these subdivisions and saying, I can't find it. It's not in any of the zone atlases. Where is it? Oh, it's under a runway. That's why we can't find it anymore.
People
So
planned
that
out
kind of
things and an
stuff.
airport
Right.
took over or
There's a lot of stuff on Kirtland Air Force Base that was platted for regular development, and then of course World War II happened. The military
and the
bases
base
were
just
built,
took over.
so they never actually lived as subdivisions.
Wow, that's
So-
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I live down near the country club area. There's always the
Oh, yeah.
lore, of how the Heaven Street family came in and dammed up the river and did all that stuff. And can I find some information on that?
Oh, yes.
Because I want to know how much of what the neighbors tell me is urban myth.
Exactly.
Because you hear all these stories about
Right.
your own little neighborhood,
And we've got great ways to fill in the gaps. We've got neighborhood histories, we've got old property records. We've actually got some abstracts of title where, you had to prove that the property was clear to buy or sell. Those records can go back into the late 1800s and kind of
Amazing.
give you the sense of what was happening. Maybe not on your block and lot, but
Right.
in your neighborhood.
That's very cool.
So
You guys, this is just one of the many kinds of research you can do at the Special Collections
Yes.
Library. I mean, there's tons of things. I know we've had folks on who've talked about genealogical research, there's
Right.
other kinds of history research. What else can people do at the Special Collections Library?
We also have Center for the Book, which is a museum of antique and replica printing presses. We've also got, you can put your hands on a book that is 500 years old.
Oh, wow. You can actually, check it out?
You can't
With my
check it
library
out.
card? I could, no, okay.
No, you got to use it there. And that is one thing that we should mention, that we are a research library, so the stuff that's on our shelves stays in the building.
So it's always available.
For other researchers. But if you happen to live in the neighborhood, do business in the neighborhood, we are a holds pickup location, so you can use your library card to send material from all over the city to Special Collections, check it out, return it to us.
That makes it really super easy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's all kinds of books that different libraries have, and every library seems to have a focus anymore.
Yes, although one of the things we do as a system is what's called float the collections now. We moved materials to customers for a long time, and now the customers move materials for us. If you check something out at the main library downtown and turn it back in at Cherry Hills, it'll stay at Cherry Hills.
Until it's checked out
until
again
it's
and moved
checked out
somewhere
and
else.
moved, which means that there's always something new at all of our libraries. And it's always worth asking if you can see the card of stuff that just got checked in.
Oh, because that's the fun stuff. huh?
That's the stuff that is on people's minds.
That's the hot new novels, the hot new DVDs, the
Yeah.
hot new CDs, all of that
Exactly.
stuff.
Proven boat getters, pretty much.
I dig that. Well, we'll be back in a couple of seconds. We got JB here and Sean from Pause and Stripes. I want to talk. They had the big gala last weekend. I missed it, but I want to talk about it. See how big it was. I hear it was a great time. We'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Friends. I'm gonna